everybody? Welcome back to Girls Play. This is gonna be a different kind of video. You're probably gonna learn a lot about me very quickly. If you've heard of the Myers-Briggs test, it's basically the same thing. And basically, you're gonna watch me go through this test and you're gonna really quickly figure out what kind of person I am and how my brain works, I suppose. And the reason that we're doing this is because every once in a while, we like to do things that are like getting to know you. And so you can figure out the girls on the channel a little bit more, learn a little bit more about them, especially for people who are newer here. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Me and tests don't go very well together. And you're probably like, Maddie, this isn't a test where you have wrong answers. That's true, but I like to overthink everything. So we're gonna do this together, yeah? Okay, which one sounds most like you? You love starting new projects. You're like an architect building up your situation by exploring all possibilities to find the best approach. You love completing projects. It's better to be done than to find the 100% best solution. In a crisis, you're the commander pushing the team to finish. Okay, well, I like to start new projects, but I'm also a bitch that likes to finish projects. I try not to start too many projects all at the same time, just so I can make sure that I'm completing each one. I like a good list, you know? I'm gonna say somewhat, because I love when I can check a project off of my list. So I'm gonna say somewhat. I'm probably, if I had to guess, I'm gonna be in the somewhat a lot, if I had to just throw that out there. You're good at scheduling, quantifying, and contingency planning. You file ideas away in your mind to be developed later. You like to figure out how things work. Ooh, you're on an event planning committee and the group is arguing over which theme to go with. There might be some hurt feelings, but the best way to ensure a successful event is for you to assert your leadership and lay down a decision. You're on the event planning committee, so you start to think about all the cool ideas you have saved on your Pinterest board or notebook and what you've seen work well at other similar events you've attended. In fact, you begin breaking down the attributes, meaning versus. Okay, my brain wants to think that I'm really good at planning stuff and putting things together. And in a way, I am for some stuff. But I feel like if anything, I'm a person who definitely remembers things. I've seen other things that have worked for people and tried to mold it into my own or make them work for my own. So I feel like I like to look at other people's examples and get inspiration from those. So we're gonna do somewhat again because I'm somewhat certain that's how I am. Okay, which one sounds most like you? You like identifying how things are different and logically classifying them. You want to be in control. You don't like people trying to influence you or manage you too much, especially if you think it might interfere with your goal. You're excited by the idea of taste testing coffees or wines, identifying which attributes certain ones have in common and coming up with the most logical way to group them. Time is running short on a group project. Everyone else is still discussing different approaches, but you're the one to put your foot down and make that decision to ensure that you finish the time. I feel like I'm probably in between for this one. I like to be in control and I like to get things done and I want to finish it and I'm not gonna like have a whole bunch of things get in my way. Like I said, I like checking off my like things to do. So I feel like neutral is probably best for this one for me. The best ideas are efficient and immediately useful. Information should be objective, orderly, and rational. You're passionate about knowledge for its own sake. Accuracy is important and it doesn't matter where the idea came from if it's the best one. These are interesting questions. I feel like they're quite different. In a group brainstorming session, you're quickly to identify which ideas are most likely to actually make a significant difference and push the project toward completion. You like collapsing choices down to something actionable. In a group brainstorming session, you sometimes get carried away with your interesting ideas and follow them a little too far down the rabbit hole before getting back on track. There's always expectations and subtle differences, so it's hard to collapse down things into standard operation procedures. I feel like probably this. Especially lately, I've had a hard time trying to come up with ideas for things. Like I have ideas and I'm creative in the fact that I can figure those things out. But I feel like if anything, if someone gives me choices, I can sit there and go back and forth and try to figure out which one I think is going to be best. So I feel like maybe this one, but I don't know. Maybe I'm a little in the middle. because I agree with both of these. Maybe both, okay? I'm trying not to think too deeply about it because we'll be here forever if I do that. You're excited by following the steps of the winding path leading to the conclusion, meaning is more important than pure facts, and you want to understand what's going on behind the scenes. Or you just want something that works efficiently. You're more concerned with the final results than understanding all the steps and the processes that led to it. The facts are fine, no need to draw a broader conclusion. No. Since I'm a bitch that overthinks, I like to think about, as much as I want to be able to be a person that's like, yes, this is the choice, this is all that matters, this is gonna get me to the end, I will think about everything in between. Yeah, I feel like this feels right to me. You filter a situation through your own internal values to see how it makes you feel. You have a very personal or gut-based system of ethics that can be hard to explain to others. Values are objected and shared. You look for social norms and expectations for morality. No. Your values are very subjective. You're much less concerned with the set of expectations shared by society and more of a following the code, much more intent on following the code of conduct or character attributes that you've decided that are important. I have a very gut-based system for sure. Whatever I think feels best, I will go with. I'm not typically one to follow what other people say for most situations. I follow my heart and my gut a lot. Maybe so much so that I shouldn't, because sometimes it does get me in trouble. But like, that's best as I can explain it. You often feel responsible for other people's feelings. And you adjust your behavior to make them feel comfortable, typically not out of the obligation, but a genuine desire to help them feel good. You tend to be open about yourself if that feels supportive to others. Authentically and sincerely, sincerity are important to you, and you distrust when others seem fake or insincere. Even more important to you is that you yourself are sincere. You hold your personal feelings close to your chest unless it feels safe to share them. Oh, I feel like I can be one or the other. I definitely am a person that if you need something, if you're feeling a sort of way, I will do what I can to make you feel better. I will do what I can to help you be there and help be as supportive as possible. But also oh my God. Being sincere is important to me, and being real and open is super, like, I don't like fake people. I'm not about it. I've seen my fair share of fake people. I've gone through it. I don't like it. I would definitely say maybe I'm a little bit more here, but I still think it's in the point where it's neutral. You try to maintain group harmony by negotiating conflict views and finding commonality. Okay, you generally don't need or want external emotion support for your feelings, and outward displays emotion vulnerability from you can make you feel uncomfortable. The idea of sitting in a circle where everyone shares something personal and gets about, if people aren't getting along, you often find yourself in the role of trying to smooth things over and I want to help. I'm out here. I want to be the bitch in the circle that shares their feelings. I want to get that ball rolling for other people. I want people to listen to me, but I also want to listen to others. And I think it's really important to talk about your feelings and to be open about them. I like to help people. I'm not great at words, but I will listen. And if that helps you, I will definitely do that. I definitely want to find, I want to make things, well, okay. I'm going to say somewhat, because not everything is sunshine and daisies. I can't always fix everything. As much as I would love to, I can't. But I try to. But this also says you try to maintain group harmony. I try to. I will do everything in my power to make people happy. I'm a people pleaser for sure. So maybe it is a definitely. Maybe it is a definitely. See, this is my problem. See, everything's gonna be a somewhat because I'm gonna overthink it too much. We're just gonna go with definitely. You interpret situations more by how you feel about them, emotionally and intuitively, than by the objective facts that are visible to everyone else. You pay attention to the moral implications of actions, and you're more concerned with how things should be rather than how they are. See, the example makes me feel differently. You often find that advice from other people isn't very useful to you because you see many distinctions and personal issues that prevent their advice from fully applying to your situation. See, that's not true. Maybe I go by my feelings a lot more than anything. It depends. I'm going to say somewhat for this one. You're in tune with other people's emotions and you actively try to fulfill their needs. You're in tune with how things make you feel and you're focused on self-expression and sharing your emotions through experiences or art. I would say that I used to be more like this, and I'm not saying that I'm not anymore, because I still make art and I still do things, but like, I think if anything, I feel like I definitely feel people's energy pretty hardcore. I can understand their struggles. I can understand their pain most of the time. Obviously, there are times that I can't, but like, I feel it very deeply. I'm very much a feely person, if you haven't caught on to that. I have a lot of emotions, and I care very deeply about the people in my life and the people around me, sometimes even strangers. I feel very deeply. You pay attention to what's going on around you in the physical world right now. You're more perceptive than most people with your 5 senses. You vividly compare and contrast your current situation with what you've experienced in the past or what you've considered to be normal. Ooh. So the example for this one, when you're on a hike, you're caught up in what's happening right now, all around you, feeling the urge to go up and touch a tree's bark, smell a flower, or stop to feel the sun on your skin. When you're out on a hike, you find yourself focused on what changed since the last time you were here, or on these types of trees remind you of another hike you were on years ago. I don't like to dwell in the past too much, but I do find myself thinking about it a lot because I like to grow from my past experiences. See, I want to say both. No, I think my gut feeling says go with both. Okay. You objectively see what's there in the world around you without implying judgment, personal bias, or seeing hidden meanings. You often see multiple sides of an issue. You subjectively filter new information through your previous knowledge and experiences. Historical context is important, not only your own personal past, but also traditions, procedures, and laws. You like to be fully in the moment, diving in and improvising without planning, almost like your body is melding with your environment so you can fully experience all the sensations. You're a little more cautious, moving slowly and steadily toward your goal through careful planning. You keep your distance a bit more as you relate to things in your environment. Okay. I am a bitch that loves being spontaneous. I love living in the moment, and the day off, if I'm like, let's fucking go and do something. I don't care. If you're down, I'm down. Let's go. Let's fucking go. I like to be in the moment for sure. But I'm also, because I have such high anxiety, I am a cautious bitch. I am very cautious. I overthink everything. So I'm gonna say neutral because I can be both. You're observant and you follow concrete things happening around you, sights, smells, styles, trends, and what people around you are doing, including their non-verbal cues and others often miss. You like to remember and preserve the past, and you favor the tried and true. Your cherished things are routine and familiar, and new things can take a while to grow on you. I feel like I'm probably in the middle again. I'm definitely a creature of habit, but I also pick up on a lot of things too. See, sometimes I take these tests and I feel like I'm lying. I don't think I am. Like, no one's over here feeding me answers of what I should and shouldn't do. But I feel like, no one knows me better than myself, but I feel like some of my close friends or some of the girls on the channel will watch this and be like, bitch, that ain't you. And then I freak out about it, you know? That's a hard one. You love the physical world, whether it's admiring beauty or experiencing new sensations. You might be a thrill seeker, fashion guru, or first responder. You're very in tune with your internal bodily sensations like pain, hunger, and thirst. I think I'm probably here. I'm not good at describing things, I guess. I think I still feel the things. Like I'm in tune with my internal bodily sensations, for sure. but I'm very much a hands-on person for sure. I feel certain things with I don't know. It's so hard to like break this down. Once again, I'm not good at saying and describing things, I feel like. So maybe even as I say this feels more, I'm gonna go with that. Somewhat, sure. I'm having a really hard time describing what's going through my mind right now. You tend to live in the moment. You might be impulsive sometimes, and you might need a push from the outside world to take action on something you've been meaning to do, but putting off. You'd rather focus on immediate needs rather than rules or obligations. You take in new information and carefully compare it to your own past behavior and experiences while minding your routines. There's a precision to your life. And you notice inconsistencies in details. Rules and precedents exist for a reason. I feel like me saying neutral is such a cop-out, but like I feel like I can be, it depends on the situation and the thing. Because I do like to live in the moment. There are certain things that I can super act on and not even think twice about. But then there are other things that I think far too much about as well. I go back and forth between both of them a lot. So I'm gonna say neutral. You focus on a few good ideas and exclude other ones to avoid distraction. You're indecisive. You love brainstorming and you juggle a lot of thoughts in your mind all... I'm indecisive, it's correct. That's me. Okay, we don't need to go into that anymore. You've literally seen it this entire video. Great. You're focused on your goals or dreams and look inward for ideas to make that future happen. You take new facts from the outside world and connect the dots in imaginative or in innovative ways to create new ideas and learning opportunities. I feel like I'm probably here. I almost would say I'm definitely, but I feel like I'm probably somewhat. I do think that your interests are always changing. And I do love learning new things. Like I said, I can be a creature of habit, but I also love learning new things and doing new things. There are so many things in my life now that I didn't have originally, like some of my hobbies like climbing and snowboarding are all things that I didn't think I would get to earlier in life, and now I have it and I love it, but who knows how long that'll last until I find something else. Maybe I'll take up crocheting. Maybe I'll, I don't know, learn how to unicycle. There's so many things that like I want to learn more about, but I also don't want to be pigeonholed in like one thing and only that one thing, unless I'm super, super passionate about it. But then there's so much out there that you can experience and learn. So I feel like somewhat. It feels more like your brain is doing the processing unconsciously, and you tend to suddenly reach aha moments that make you want to take action. The world is an explosion of ideas, consciously just deconstructing things into component parts, seeing symbolism and drawing connections that others miss. I feel like I'm a pretty neutral. I definitely think sometimes I'll sit on things and think about them for a long time and come up with an answer on my own, but I also feel like talking things through with people, hearing other people's processing like thoughts and what they're feeling will definitely help me figure out where I stand on matters, I guess. I'm open to ideas, but also if I have an idea, I'm gonna fucking go for it. So we'll say neutral. You have a variety of hobbies and you like bouncing from subject to subject. You focus on exploring possibilities. You dive deeper into a few subjects and combine pieces of information to build toward a single cohesive idea. Everything feels wrong. I'm questioning too much. I think I can go either way. I feel like I'm putting neutral for a lot of these, which feels very funny because I thought I'd be in the somewhat range a lot. But I feel like I can be both for sure. So once again, I think a lot of these, it depends on the situation. I feel like it's hard. I'm gonna go with neutral. You like making a choice so you can get to work. You see situations from many perspectives and pay attention to how your internal world is impacted. You're open-minded and bored by routine. You hate situations that lack exciting mental inspiration. I think I'm probably here. I don't know if I'm an extrovert. Maybe I am. I don't know. I always go back and forth because I can be extrovert and introvert. Sometimes I think I'm more extrovert than I am introverted, but it's changed a lot over years. I don't know. We're getting close to the end though, and I'm not trying to rush through it, but damn, shit's rough. Oh my God. For each of the following 4 questions, please choose one answer. How do you direct your energy outward into the world, towards other people in unity? It's less about making sure everyone operates efficiently and more that you generally feel deep empathy for people and feel unsettled if you know someone feels excluded or unheard. Towards results and accomplishment. It's not that you're a cold person, but that it's important to achieve outcomes. No, it's this one for sure. What do you focus on within yourself? What feels authentic and aligned to your individual values? This isn't a logical analysis of what makes sense, but rather what feels right to you. What seems most logical and rational to you, your feelings too, but prior to, no. What do you love? What do you most love exploring? Abstract ideas, patterns, and how things are connected. Things could be anything from technical data points to people's feelings. Physical sensations and experiencing the tangible world around you via senses. That could be anything from hiking through the elements and noticing clothing trends. Okay, no, for sure. I love that. What do you tend to pay most attention to? What's really at play behind the scenes, whether we're talking the economy, office politics, or person's emotions? What does all this really mean? Are there hidden insights to be found here that other people miss? Best practices. What's been proven to work before and what's trusted experts recommend. Expert according to your definition, not necessarily famous mainstream experts. What's safe, comfortable, and relatable? Oh, God. I want an in-between answer. I feel like as far as I like to think about people's emotions, maybe too much. What's safe, comfortable, and repeatable? I don't always necessarily like repeating, so maybe that one. You're finished with the 4 cognitive functions. Now to approach from the different point of view, let's find your type family. There are 4 families, each containing 4 types with several key shared characteristics. Select one if it's clear to you, or you can pick 2 if you're not sure. If none of them or not at all seem right, you can leave them blank and move on. Oh, whoa, what's your oh, cool. Select up to 2. So what is your type family? Traditionalist. You appreciate structure, security, and set procedures. Instead of getting lost in abstract theories and what ifs, you like focusing on what's real, concrete numbers, the weather, or what's happening at home with your family. You feel strong sense of duty or service, value your personal opinions. You work hard and take pride in the fact that you can be counted on to deliver a schedule on it. And can count it to deliver on schedule every time. Okay. Experiencer. Okay. You live in the moment, focusing on immediate tangible results and having fun rather than theories or future possibilities, the value, autonomy, spontaneity. Okay. You're productive but relaxed. You improvise, work well under pressure, and go with whatever works to get the job done. Idealist. You're focused on helping humanity and making a better future. You have abstract or physical notions about ethics and how things should be. You love exploring feelings, values, and people, developing someone's potential, tuning into your emotional experience. You're enthusiastic, empathetic, and passionate about giving. Yeah. For sure, that one. Conceptualizer. You're objective, logical, and skeptical. You seek knowledge, analyze the data, find patterns, and break down decisions to find pros and cons. You're more concerned with the big-term picture than the short-term practical. You're competitive and autonomous. Okay, well, I feel like it's probably, if I had to pick 2, these are probably it. I like to experience things. I like being an idealist. Yeah, I feel like that's probably right. Cool. Weakness. What's your biggest weakness? Myself. I'm my biggest weakness. Think of yourself at your worst or when you're feeling stressed. What do you struggle with? Since this might be difficult, you can select up to 3 that seem accurate. If none of them, all right. Oh, Lord. Hypersensitive and distrustful feelings. You see others as weak or inferior. You distrust feelings and look down on emotional people. Wow, no, that's not it. Unconfident and vicious. You make sweeping critical. Oh, you distrust other people and conform. Wow. You obsess over perfection and see things as black and white. Depressed and unmotivated. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, this one I already know. We'll get there. You withdraw and feel depressed, losing energy and motivation. You feel nostalgic, emotional, and like no one understands you. You decide that things need to be cleaned or reorganized, or you become a hypochondriac. Jesus Christ. You feel flustered and afraid of ruining relationships or losing loved ones. You're confused and paranoid, misinterpreting others' words and disapproving of you. You start to see deep, oh, Lord Jesus Christ. You feel hypersensitive, unlovable, and you are far more emotional than usual. Either critically, you obsess over approving minor logical. Lord Jesus Christ, that for sure. Self-critical and judgmental. You make harsh, nitpicky judgments of others, not of others. You feel like you need to take action and correct what perceived wrong. You feel incompetent, but you try to bring order to, okay. You worry that everyone is noticing something negative about you. You feel haughty, critical to others, and feel like the world is against you. You feel self-indulgent, seeking pleasure or danger. You feel self-indulgent, seeking pleasure or danger, then you beat yourself up about it later. You feel anxious and less tolerant of the unfamiliar. You're uncharacteristically spontaneous and reckless. You can't help but imagine all of the ways that catastrophic could be all around. Oh. I was gonna say this one, but I don't think... There's parts of that feel right, but I think it's probably these three. I'm paranoid. I'm also sensitive. And I get obsessed over certain things. Wow, this is... this took a turn, Jesus Christ. Like, I know this about me, but Jesus Christ. Just to round out your results with a little more data, here's a short, more traditional personality test. So you'll pick a broader dimensions instead of more specific functions. All right. Oh, Lord. Okay. Imagine you just got home from a long day at work and you're feeling low on energy. What's usually the best way to get you re-energized? Go out and be around people. Sure, some alone time can be nice now and then, but you're literally energized by people. You're feeling sluggish and unmotivated. I feel like more often than not, if I'm not feeling great, I like to be around my friends. Which way of making decisions comes most naturally to you? You probably use both of these methods, but which one do you go to first and feels it most important to you for your personality? Lay out pros and cons and work on what's most logical, but this doesn't mean that you are a robot without feelings. Check how your gut feels or choose what best aligns with your personal values. Boom. Imagine you're walking around outside. Where does your attention tend to be focused? On the future or the abstract? You're focused inside your head on ideals, possibilities. Okay. On the present or past? You're focused on what's real, practical, and actually happening in reality. If I get too far ahead of myself, it's not good. Okay. Compared to other people, you know, which sounds more like you. You're indecisive, overanalyzer who lives on, no, I didn't even have to read that one. Absolutely not. All right. Whoa, you're all done. Woo! All right, the performer, entertainer. So this is, it really does go in order. So this is my highest one. Greatest strengths, lives in the moment, fully embraces sensory experience, great in groups, focused on enjoying life, and caring for others by bringing the fun and play. Greatest weakness, trouble with sitting still, introspection, future planning, trouble with negative emotions, conflict, being alone, and too much seriousness. Oh, whoa, that's kind of cool. It gives example people, Marilyn Monroe, Steve Irwin, Lord of the Rings. Wow. Internal conflict. Okay. Interesting. Creative, artistic, free spirit, deeply appreciates beauty, focused on identity and self-expression. I'd like to think that is true. Sensitive loner. I don't think I'm a loner, but I'm sensitive as fuck. Obsessed with their art or skill. That's not true. Easily overwhelmed by emotion. That's true. Trouble taking action. Sometimes true. And engaging with conflict, also true. I do think that this is ultimately me. So I've taken lots of these tests before, and I feel like it changes all the time. I never really know, I think it's always the same in some way, but I feel like every time I take it, it changes slightly. Like some people are like, oh, I know exactly what letters I am. I know exactly what the fuck is up. I feel like I can't effectively, say that I am, like, I can't for sure say that this is who I am, because one, I always forget. Two, I feel like it constantly changes. So I think these are really interesting tests to take, especially doing it every couple of years, because you are a human that changes. Or maybe you're not, you know, but like, it is interesting to see if you have changed, if you think a different way now than you did 10 years ago, or whatever it may be, because we are humans and we do evolve and grow and become different, I suppose. So I don't know. This was very interesting to me. And maybe you've learned some things about me. If anything, you are now probably very aware that I overthink everything and that I'm very sensitive and I have anxiety over everything. But I'm here to have fun. I'm here to help people. I'm here to help make people happy. That is part of my job. The performer and the entertainer really is, I mean, here I am. I exist on this channel. I'm entertaining you. I'm here to make you happy. I'm here to get you distracted from life and to bring fun and play and just to live in the moment that we are in now and not think too much about the past or the future. Like, we are here to have a good time. That's why I love my job. I love doing what I do because I get to help people daily and I get to have a good time daily. So that's me. I hope you learned things. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you already knew everything. I don't know. Maybe you know me really well. I've been on the internet for 9 years, so there's a good chance you knew a lot about me. But maybe you learned something new. Who knows? I love you all so very, very much. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'll see you next time. And you'll probably see more of these videos. Probably for like all of the girls. Anyway,